Hey everyone, it's me again, Kelly Musar. I hope you guys are all having a good day, night, whatever it is. So, I wanted to do a video about voices, hearing voices. And I'm hoping that this video is helping or going to help you understand. For one, you're not crazy, okay? That's a big thing, right? That's a big myth. Um, Me personally, I hear voices all the time. I've always heard voices in my head ever since I was little. And if I'm not mistaken, I do remember that I talked to my mom a very long time ago that I was hearing things, not understanding what they were. And she looked at me and she said, "Don't ever talk about that." And therefore, I never talked about it. I was like, "Oh, okay." I thought it was something bad. So the voices never went away. The voices was still there. And this is what it sounds like. It sounds more like chatter, like very quiet chatter, like in a distance, right? So if any of you guys are hearing voices or chatter, I'm going to tell you what it is. Are you ready for this? Like I said, you're not going insane. You're not going crazy. What's happening here is that everything has energy, right? So, perfect example, this mushroom has energy, it has a soul. We all have a soul inside us. So does every object you can think of has a soul. So, what you're hearing is objects talking. So, it's kind of like if you heard the angels, right? You can't see the angels. Some people do. But let's say you can't see them, but you can hear them in the distance. So that's what's going on. It's every item has a soul and they all speak. So you were gifted to come in to this planet remembering that you can hear them, remembering that every item is a soul. And that's something really special. So I wanted to talk to you about this video. I wanted to do this to help everyone who's hearing voices, but maybe a little bit scared to talk to people about it, thinking that you're going insane. And also the ones that are just trying to figure out what is happening. So, perfect example, right? Let's say that you're hearing multiple voices in your head at once. All right. Well, what you can do, and what took me many, many years to figure out, I figured this out on my own when I was, I think I want to say like late 20s. I figured out what all the chatter was. So, what you can do with this mushroom, if you focus on this mushroom, then the chatter will actually slow down. It'll kind of go almost to a whisper. And then you'll just hear one voice, which is the mushroom. And that's to anything and everything. So I recommend you guys trying that. That when you do hear, if you are hearing voices, grab an item close to you, look at it, focus on it, and see if the voices go away, where you are only hearing whatever you're holding, because that is the voices in your head. They're guides, they're angels, they're items around you, items around when you're out in the world. And it can help you. It's a gift. And I know in the beginning it doesn't seem like it's a gift. Like I didn't think that was a gift. But now knowing that I can speak to all my crystal friends, um, and they speak to me, and it's life changing, because it's like having a deeper connection to everything, where not every human comes in with that ability still attached. So it's definitely something that comes from our souls. It's something like we're all oneness, we're all connected. So we all come knowing everything, and knowing that everything has a soul and they are just friends of ours, but we get amnesia, so we don't remember that part. So yes, it took me a long time to figure out what voices was. I thought it was something negative. I only talked to my mom about it. I never brought it up to anybody else, but it never went away, and it makes me speak louder than I don't wanna use normal because I don't like that word, um, but it made me speak louder than most because it still happens. Like, right now, as I'm talking to you, I still hear chatter in my head. It doesn't ever go away, but I notice when I pick up a crystal or anything. I just have crystals on my desk, but here, there's a mirror, right? Little pocket mirror. Life loves you. So be yourself. That's kind of funny. But yeah, so this right here, right? This is a soul. This has energy, which means that you can sit here, focus on this, and you should start just hearing just this speaking to you. So it's kinda like having an awesome connection to things you cannot see, but yet they're live in items, if that makes sense. So that's the exercises I would tell you to do is if you are hearing voices, if you've always been hearing voices, pick up the closest thing to you. Oh, excuse me. Pick up the closest thing to you, hold it in your hand, focus on it, and see if you can just hear that talking. If you can, congratulations. That means that you have a gift of hearing everything, and that's very beneficial. For one, you'll never feel alone, that's for sure. And for two, you can actually go to things, items, and ask for assistance, and that's pretty cool. For all you ones that have hearing voices and it's been for a while, and you pick up an item, you tried the exercise I just told you and it doesn't work, then I would say with you, you are actually hearing probably your guides, your guardian angels, and probably angels, dragons, unicorns, you name it, they're out there. You're probably hearing the non physical items, non physical beings, sorry, non physical beings. So here's how you can tell what you're hearing. Ask for one of your guides to talk to you and then see if the chatter, the voices go away and you just hear one voice because that would be your guide coming and talking to you. So if that happens, then you're gifted with hearing guides, angels, but not just your guides and angels. You can hear other people. So I do sessions for people. I do one-on-one readings where I help them on their journey. One thing that I bring to the table because I hear everything, I hear voices all the time, is I actually get to take in their guides and listen, and their guides communicate with me, and it helps my client on every session I have. So that's why I'm saying it's a gift, not a curse. If it's too loud, if the voices are too loud or you just wanna break, just tell them all you just wanna break, and that should quiet them down. That should give you a piece of quiet for a little bit. It will come back because it is truly a gift, and once you kinda get used to it, once you, like, zoom in, start, like, playing around with it, starting to hear what things are saying, talking to your guides and whatnot, it'll get more comfortable and more, like, used to, like, your day-to-day thing where it doesn't ever go away. I don't think it ever will go away, but it kinda gives you more of you get real use to it instead of trying to block it. Because most of my life, I was trying to just block it. So if I listened to TV, it was always up high. If I did anything with sound, I like listen to music, I had to turn it up high. That way I could really zone out the voices in my head. But in reality, once I realized what a gift this was, that I have a clear connection where I can talk to items, to guides, to angels, it's mind blowing. And it is very helpful to me and to the clients that I work with on a daily basis. So, if you are gifted with hearing voices, just know that it is a gift. And I hope that you understand doing this video what's going on with you. And that you take away that you're not friggin' insane, that you're not going to go to a nut war. It's just, or nut ward. It's just something we don't talk about. And I'm hoping that that changes. So we don't talk about a lot of things that we should really, as humans, be talking about. And this is just a gift of voice. And like I said, do the exercises. See if that doesn't at least help you kind of tune it down a little bit. But if it gets too much, just tell them to please be quiet, give you alone time, and they will. But like I said, it's not forever though. There's a reason that you hear them. So that's what the takeaway. Well, there's many takeaways, but one of the big ones is just remember there's a reason why you came in hearing voices. Some of you might not have heard voices in the beginning of your years, but perhaps you got into like an accident or something like life threatening happened where all of a sudden you start hearing voices after that. That's common too. Sometimes when we go through that near death experience, that is when we shift our consciousness. That's when we start to wake up on different energy levels, where before the accident or the disease, whatever you want to call it, before that happened, you were just so kind of clueless in a way, clueless to what's around you and what's really happening. Excuse me, behind the scenes. So sometimes you will go your life not hearing them, and then a life threatening life experience happens. Let me get some water real quick. A little bit better. Yeah. So that, where was I? Oh, sometimes when you go through life experiences or near death experiences, you will awaken from that, seeing, hearing things that you didn't. But this video is all about just hearing voices. That's what I made this video about. If you feel that you need more information, I left my website on the description and you can follow that. You can go to my website to book a session with me where we can dive in even more. So, with all the metaphysics out there, I mean, there's so much. When I started my healing journey, I don't know, 8, 9 years ago, there was nowhere near as much as what's out there right now. So, I can feel that a lot of people that's awakening to the truth is you can get overwhelmed. Like, where to go, right? Like, where do I go? Oh my God, there's so much. So I'm hoping that this channel finds you, and I will be posting more and more helpful videos to literally help humankind kind of wake up, help with certain things that we are doing or that you've always been doing, and give you some clarity, some answers, and to really help guide you on whatever journey you are on right now. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say about voices. So I'm going to take a moment, see if my guides are saying anything. Yeah. So they say, like, don't fear the voices. It's not the devil. Apparently, people think it's the devil. It's not. It's a gift. Oh, excuse me. Get on this video and all of a sudden I'm yawning. So yeah, you're not going crazy. The devil's not inside you. Instead, you have a unique gift that you will use for whatever purpose you're meant to use it. So this isn't accidentally some of us come in hearing voices or do near death experience and then start hearing voices. That nothing is accidental. So there's a reason that you hear them. And I'm hoping that through this video that it finds you and that you'll start figuring out what voices it is, what are you hearing, and starting to communicate with whatever you're talking to. Okay? So just remember every item has a soul in there that is live energy, just like us, and they can very well show up to help as well. And if it gets down to it, you can always ask your guides and your angels for assistance because they are around you. They are always around you, waiting to help you. But you just got to ask. All right. I think that's basically it about hearing voices. Like I said, I really hope that this video gave you some clarity, gave you a direction to go to, practice some exercises. But I'm hoping all that it awakes you to be more honest with yourself and to really realize that just because something is happening to you, like hearing voices, doesn't mean it's a negative or bad thing. And it doesn't mean you're alone because nobody's alone on this planet. Just FYI, nobody is. All right. Catch you guys on the next video. You all have a good night wherever you're at, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're at. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.